Hey regular viewers, here is my friend the Lunker Jack and his son Tucker, who caught a couple nice looking crappie. Good job, guys. Alright, welcome back regular viewers. Special day today. I got my friend Frank here. Say hi, Frank.
Hello everyone.
And today we're going to talk bugs. Not these kind of bugs though, but these kind of bugs. My friend Frank likes to fish with these kind of bugs. But what he doesn't like is the price, right?
Exactly.
How much were these?
Just a little under $10.
A piece?
A piece.
That's bananas. That's a lot of loot. Frank works for a living. Probably doesn't have a lot of $10 bills just floating around to throw away. So, we're going to try to make our own for way less. I went shopping. I went to Bass Pro Shop, and I bought these hooks. These are 3/0, which doesn't say on the back. These are 3/0 trailer, spinnerbait trailer hooks. They were on sale, $1.88.
And they're on sale. My favorite price.
So that was a smoking good deal right there. And we've already got a prototype in the works. It looks like this. We'll show you how we got there. Today we're going to use a recycled, broken piece of junk plaster mold that I dropped the other side of and drilled into the pavement and destroyed. So, but rather than throw it out, I'm a hoarder, and we're going to make our own model with that. Our own mold with that. So we already did one, which is on this side right here. We use our little handy dandy triangular thing here. And did out our triangular shape. Put the hook down in it, like so. And traced back to the end of the shank of the hook there. Hopefully more in the middle or not. Okay. Then, because I got my friend Frank here with me, also known as cheap labor, I gave him the flathead screwdriver and show him what you did there.
All right, so all I did was just took this little thingamajig here, little tiny screwdriver, and just kind of carved it all out. Carved it out to a depth that we can pour the melted lead into the flathead here that we're creating, which is similar to the one that that I buy from Bug's website.
Perfect. So we'll pretend that he did that, and it looked a lot like this one when it was done. So that was perfect, right? These hooks that we bought here have they're just a straight shank hook, nothing special to them, but we did want to put a little bend in it. The Bucktail Jigs have they have an end that tips up like that. It's where they tie their weed guard onto. So, but also I'm certain when you're pulling it along the bottom and you pull up on it, then it kind of makes it lift off the bottom a little bit. So we kind of wanted to give it the same attitude. So we are able to bend this up with using our vise. So I put the hook eye in here, and we decided that the angle for that bend was going to be just pushing the hook down till it hit the vise like so. That way we're going to get the same angle on every single one of them. Relatively the same angle on every single one of them. So this weed guard on these jigs here, I find it fairly ineffective. So I wanted to put a more stout weed guard on it. The bayous we fish here have a lot of debris in the water, tree limbs, stumps, logs, that kind of thing. Some of the weeds, the grass edges are pretty heavy. So we wanted something that we could get in there and not worry about losing these lures. And I tied a wire, tied a wire weed guard onto it, and I'll show you how we did that right now. But I'll show you a link. I'll add a link in the description of jig heads that I do this to as well. But that's going to be much more effective, I would say, than this would be. You could probably cast this into much heavier cover, and that spring on that is loose enough that it'll just come right across when you go set a hook. It won't even matter. You will not lose a fish because of that weed guard. You'll lose it for other reasons. So I'm using today, this is mainline hardwire stainless steel leader for offshore fishing. Luckily we got 40% more. Okay, so that was the super value pack. How do you go wrong? This is a 131 pound test, because a 130 pound test would be ridiculous. All right, but it's coffee, and the point is that it's 0.024 diameter. Thinner than this probably wouldn't be bad either. This is probably a little thick for my liking, but we're going to make it work. So And I swear I had the end ready to go. Look at that. Where did it go? We'll be right back when I find it. All right, so there's the wire. We've got our handy dandy wire cutters right here. This is too much, but we're going to make it work, okay? We're going to take this hook here. I want to find the middle of this, whoop, and throw it on the floor for no reason. Just kidding. We'll do that again. Okay, we're going to find the middle of this wire. Doesn't have to be exactly precise, but we'll put a nice bend in it like that so that it's not horsing around on us when we're trying to manipulate it. Take our needle nose pliers, put a 90-degree on it, like so. Can you see that? Say something if you can see that. I'm just kidding. Okay, so measure our distance here from the point of the hook down through the eye. And as always, I'm sure there's always way cooler and better ways to do this, but right there is where our next bend is going to be. .90 degrees. Well, that's way more than 90 degrees. I don't know how many degrees is that. No clue.
No clue.
I'm not a degreesist. Okay, but roughly it's going to hold it right there. Now we've got this other wire here. I thought this was solder, but I'm looking at it. I don't think it is. This is for like bead. What is this? I don't know. This is wire that I just had laying around. Apparently I had 24 yards of it though. So it says bead wire. Whatever that is. This is a really flexible, handy dandy wire though for this job. And you'll see what we're going to do with it right here. We got to get this secure to the hook shank now, but lead is super hot and it melts things. So we can't tie it like tying a fly like we normally would. We can't glue it because the lead, of course, will destroy that as well. And there's probably fumes that we don't even want to deal with. Hot glue and lead, I can't imagine would be a good combination. But we're just going to simply tie this onto here, which worked way better when it wasn't on camera. Frank, I can always twist wire better off camera. I don't know why it is that when it's showtime, yeah, we make a mess. But all we're trying to do is hold this wire temporarily to this hook until we can get it encompassed in lead, and then it will be there for perpetuity, or until you lose this jig. Clean that up just a skosh. Move that up the head there. That should be better. Squish that around a little bit. Again, not perfect. We're just trying to get it to hold it there while it gets encompassed in lead. I just don't want to get stabbed with those. So we can, I didn't think about this last time, but we can leave this bit of wire out here. And the reason being is you bought those really cool trailers that you wanted to use. These dogs right here. That's right, I said it. And if you want to put one of those on the hook and have it hold there, we can build a little bend into that so that it will catch that that lure when we put it on there. I'm going to cut this little excess off so it fits in our mold though, like so, but we'll leave that one there on this jig to see how that's going to fit. Let's see if that guy fits down in there. Looks like it's going to fit down in there. Our trick was to hold it in place with a pair of vice grips so we didn't get our little piggies cooked by scorching hot lead. And that's how the mold's set up. Okay, so I'm going to come under here under my super hot lead pot, make sure I'm looking at the right spot, and I'll put my hand totally in the way, right? Just pat it like that just so that it levels out. And we're going to cut off this excess there. So we'll just let that cool for a second, and there it is in the mold. If I can get it to focus camera, thank you. So there it is. We're going to let that cool. It should already be able to come out. Whammo. Just like that. We've got our wire encompassed. Our weed guard is stuck in there forever. Now we just got to trim off this little extra. Okay, so this is still a little toasty, but we're going to use our cutters here and just trim that lead right off of it. Right off of it. Thank you. There we go. Make sure I'm giving it on camera. It's It's no good to do a video if you don't do it on camera, by the way. That's a pro tip for you, Frank.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. The viewers just barely want to watch this right now. They probably just don't want to watch nothing. My sultry voice only gets so far. Okay. I go. All right, so that one is Dunzo's again. These wires right here, we can bend that a little point onto it. Like that. And that's enough. That's going to grab your soft plastic right there. We'll do it times 2 for you. Just like that. Now that's going to, when you put this plastic on it, I'm sure you can imagine it, but it's going to go over those little hooks, right? And we'll bend that down. We can bend that down a little further, whatever. That's a cool color. So next we're going to just spray paint this silver, just so that it has a little coating on it that we can paint further. And today's spray paint is Rust-Oleum, 2 times the coverage, metallic. And it just does a good job of just putting a little light, easy shine on that little bug right there. So we'll let that dog dry all the way. And then we'll play with this one here that's already dried. And in the land of reduce, reuse, recycle, we'll pick up our little lead bits and go throw them back in the lead pot so that we can use them again. All right, so Frank wants eyes. You want red eyes?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay.
Red eyes.
So what we're going to do, I'll have you do the next one though, but this is the super glue gel control. And it's really nice for this kind of stuff here. Hopefully this one is, there you go. Just a little dab. See how that little dab just kind of sits there? Right? And we're going to use the teensy ones for you because there's not a lot of real estate on this guy here. So the mistake everybody makes when they're putting eyes on is they want to adjust it with their finger. Don't do it because your finger will stick to it. It's so tempting though. It says, I can just adjust it. Just adjust me. It's okay. But it won't work. Your finger will stick to the eye and you'll be all mad at yourself. Beautiful. Okay, the eyes have it, right?
Nice.
Okay, so Frank, glue, tweezers, eyes. Go get them, Tiger. I believe in you.
Let's try this. All right. Can't see if that's coming out or not.
Can't see a lump on there? Are those reading glasses on your head? Or
No.
are they like distance?
Distance.
Oh, that doesn't help you, does it?
Wasn't squeezing it hard enough.
Yeah, that one's probably close to empty, I guess.
Yeah.
Setting you up for failure, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Never let your guest use a mostly empty super glue bottle. Bad etiquette.
It's all right. We're gonna get it. Just take some time, that's all. This is my first time doing this, so I'm okay. It's
Hey, gotta learn somehow.
gotta learn somehow.
It's like Operation in reverse.
Yeah, great game. The new one's not like the old one.
Yeah? Did they ruin it?
They did.
Okay, you got eyes on there.
Got eyes.
All right, round of applause. Good job. And I guarantee you the flounder aren't going to notice. Mostly because I never catch flounder. But if I did, they wouldn't notice. Okay, so now what we're going to do is seal coat these. This is UV resin, hard type, fast curing. What else do you need to know? So this stuff's pretty easy to work with too. That paint's dried, so all we're trying to do is just put a clear coat just so it doesn't get so beat up. This will hold those eyes on there a lot longer. You'll be able to catch more fish without the eyes falling off, without the paint all coming off. And we can paint these fancier for sure, multicolors and all that stuff. Put scales on them if you want, polka dots or stripes or whatever your little heart desires. But tonight we're just going to do silver and white. It's a good all-around inshore, offshore, no shore color. It's mostly important. I just really want a good coating right over the top of these. You ever use epoxy resin?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. Well, then that doesn't apply to this either. So So don't worry about it. But that got us a nice little coat on it. All right. So take the brush, just hold that up, and we're going to go put this in the UV. So we've got our UV mess on our hook. Put it in our UV chamber down here. Oops. And then you drop it for no good reason. So that's how you don't do it, Frank, okay?
Roger that.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you how a rookie would screw it up big time. Okay? That's how rookies do it, so don't be like that. There we go. Set it in it like this and turn it on like so. And then sitting down in the tanning booth right there. Put a cover on it. We're gonna let that cook for just a few minutes. All right. So Frank, while mine's cooking, take this UV resin, take your UV resin brush, and UV resin that. So just put a couple dots on it, and just paint it all the way around that head. All right.
Yes, sir.
And have fun while you're doing it. You know. You have no UV resining experience up to this point, right?
None at all. First time.
Just a little bit further. There you go. The regular viewers want to see you. They want to learn from the expert here, the about to be UV expert.
UV expert eye. All right.
Get a good coating all the way around it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll go put it in the tanning bed. All right, we'll try that. Okay, so we're gonna do a little fly tying. Unfortunately, Frank came to the wrong shop because I'm a horrible fly tierist, but this is the basic crash course in how to do this, okay? Cut off the excess. Oh, well, if I can make my scissors work. Put a little bit of glue around it, and then we'll seal that so that string is gonna stay on there with super glue accelerator. That's already dried, so you can do that to it. If you get super glue on your fingers and super glue accelerator, you're going to get a quick chemical burn, by the way. Ask me how I know. So you want a little bit of gold. My problem with fly tying is I always put too much material on there. If you look at the ones you just bought, there's not a lot on there. It's always a less is more situation, okay?
Yep.
So we're going to just start off with 2 strands of this stuff here. Wrap it around like so. Pulling that back. What is my vicious dog up to? Okay. We'll do that, and then we'll do 2 more on the other side. And this, even though it's not a lot, is going to have a lot of, this stuff picks up a lot of sunlight. I'm almost too cheap to fly tie. My biggest problem is the waste that you're supposed to cut off of them. I always want to like save as much material as possible on there, and then I always end up having too much stuff on it. There's fly tires that would think that this is abhorrent and abysmal and that I'm the worst, and they'd probably be right, but this will work and it will catch a fish.
It sure will.
And they won't know that that a hack like the regular guy tied their fly that caught him. All right, so what do you think? Did we do it?
That is
do we have
amazing.
A Bugs jig?
That is amazing.
That is theirs. It's all, got, this one's obviously got used there. Ooh, this one has rattles in it too. We could have done that too. I didn't even see that. But, so the floofiness is kind of gone because that one got used, but we got about the same size. They feel like they're relatively the same weight.
Yep.
We've got a better little weed guard on there, I think.
Yep, I think so.
It's got eyes. That's got eyes. This one doesn't have a trailer on it. My dog doesn't seem to like it. But same size hook. You think you can catch a fish with that?
For sure.
All right. So
I'm
we'll make up
excited.
some more and show what we got at the end. But I think we got a good start for you, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome back, regular viewers. Frank tested out that first white bug that we made, and his report was he wanted more pizzazz. Pizzazz, like jazz hands. Can you help me? Jazz hands. Pizzazz. Okay? And so I tied up a few more for him. And here they are. Straight off the drying rack, here is pizzazz, okay? So we're gonna get these to him. I've got a little red guy here with some gold in it.
Cute.
That one's pretty pizzazzy with his little red eyes. I've got my dog that's unhappy about it. This one was kind of one of my favorites. So I got nice long tails in it. It should be nice and wispy. These, of course, are going to get really small in the water and thin, like every other fly, but it should be pretty wispy, whatever. If it's too long, we can just give it a haircut, and that'll be good to go. This is a more natural shrimpy kind of color here. We've got our little stripeds like they have on their little antennas. We've got some gold on either side, a little white on the belly, and again, it's going to get a lot smaller down in the water. This one kind of messed up. There was supposed to be one of these little feathers on either side right here, but as you can see, they both ended up on the one side. So I wasn't paying attention, and it flipped over as I tied it. But again, another kind of shrimpy pattern here. This one's silver green and black and white here. And I just wanted a little bit of a hint of orange on either side, but it didn't work out. So, but, oh well. And then I just got straight brown and gray here with just a little bit of gold, a little bit of white, very basic color, and a black and white with some silver all the way around. So some really pizzazzy colors and some more mundane colors, but I did make them longer with the feather tails on them. So hopefully that's pizzazzy enough for him. But we did have a good time making them for sure. I hope these can catch in some fish. And how many we got here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And if we charge $10 a piece, how much would they be?
$10 a piece.
Yeah.
Like.
Can you do fast math?
Lures?
Yeah. How much would that cost?
60?
If you 60 American dollars, right?
Yes.
That's a lot of dollars for these. That's bananas. Especially these ones too. These are not as fancy, of course, as the store-bought ones. These are just regular. But it was quick, dirty, and cheap. I've had these fly tying materials. I've acquired them over the ages forever. He's making that lead mold, the pour-in top mold out of the plaster. It couldn't be more simple. These hooks were on sale, inexpensive, and this wire is fairly inexpensive as well. So just a little bit of spray paint, some UV resin, stick-on eyes. Forget about it. We've got 6 of these dogs right here.
Don't say
What?
Don't say dog. She's
Why?
gonna get angry.
No, she's perfectly happy over there. So anyway, yeah, we had fun making them. I'd love for you guys to try it. If you do, please send me some photos. You can send them to our email right here. And hopefully Frank will be able to catch some nice redfish and flounders on these guys. And we'll show you the photos of those as well. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please let us know. Other than that, you stay regular. Hey, what are you kids doing?
You stay regular.